Hi Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 7th, 2025 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my websites, danehartguidedmessages.com or daneharttarot.com. They both work. They're linked in the description box below. And I look forward to reading for you. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Cancer. Let's see what the tarot has to say. And if you remember this OG deck, put a heart, either a green or a pink one, in the comment box below, because that means you're an original. So let's see here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Okay. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles at the heart of it all. I love that. The challenge. Ooh, the universe. It's not like it's a small challenge. Absolutely everything. Okay. Fun. Angels and spirit guides. Six of Cups. The Empress. Interesting. Four of Pentacles. The Strength card. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. That's nice. Good for you. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. The Star and the Four of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Just give me a moment to take it all in. All right, so at the heart of everything, Queen of Pentacles, prosperity, success, but you're also taking gifts. Like the advice is to take the gifts that are going to be coming your way. Now, this is a full moon in Pisces, but this is also a very powerful full lunar eclipse. So this moon has intensity to it. It kind of leaves shockwaves, but it does it in a way that brings us closure, and it does it in a way that has us looking at what we really, really want from life, like looking at our dreams and saying, why did I stop seeing you? Like, why did I stop seeing me somewhere along the way? And with the Queen of Pentacles, yes, it's about nurturing others, right? But you're nurturing the seeds of what you want, because you've also kind of had enough of nurturing everybody else. It doesn't mean that we don't do our responsibilities, no, but it does mean that we start to take care of what is sacredly important to us. So then we can better, show up for everyone who is around us. And this is moving towards dreams. This is embracing love. This is looking at what we want to build. And we do get overwhelmed. Why? By everything. And how? By everything. We'll put too much on ourselves. Cancer will spread out like the waters of the sea. And we're not vast enough to be the waters of the sea. We're one person at a time. And so here with the universe, don't make it about this ephemeral being that can, go into the stars, go into the sky, have no restraints put on them. Focus on what it is that you want to build now. Let it be tangible. Let it be present. It is going to be ephemeral a bit because of the, full moon in Pisces, where Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the unseen world. The unseen world, that's hard to define. That's the universe. That's air. That's existence. That's being. So you can't capture it in a mason jar. You have to let it be free. You're going to be very inspired by the past. This isn't nostalgia. This isn't chasing a once upon a time that may or may not have existed. This is being inspired by something that deeply touched you, deeply inspired you, deeply connected with you when you were small. It can be like, my nephew loves Godzilla. Like, seriously, he's like, Godzilla is the most awesomest thing in the whole entire world, obviously. So here, with the Six of Cups, your Godzilla moment, what is so cool to you that when you look back at it, or what was so cool to you when you were little, that when you look back at it, it just makes you smile, right? It's like looking at Labubus and being like, what the heck is the Labubu craze all about? And then realizing, wow, they really make me think of where the wildlings are. And I love where the wildlings are. So what is that wild thing for you? What is that connection, that beauty, that brilliance from the past? Be very mindful. You can be hypersensitive during this time, meaning that we can fall into nostalgia. It was better once upon a time, where it could have been, it couldn't have been. That's not the point. The point is, it's part of our story. It's part of our once upon a time. It is not in the here and the now. It moves us then to our past, what we're leaving, and that is the Empress. Now, that is also connecting with our dreams, creation, cultivation, our sacred feminine energy. We can be coming to an end of that. Not in an end of that, like we're not going to be creative anymore. But we could have had this really inspiring time, this really kind of, fertile time of existence. Like, I'm planting all these seeds of what I want. But you're also going to be seeing here, because this is Rhiannon. Rhiannon in Celtic mythology. That's where the singer's name comes from. It's Celtic, which is pretty cool. Her story is quite intense. So her story, as it's a Welsh story, so it's going to be sad. But her story was that this king from the mortal world saw her while she was riding her horse, and she was a fairy princess. And so this fairy princess gets seen by this mortal king, and he sends out guards to go and tell her to come to him, because she's just so beautiful. And he sees her from afar and falls in love. And she's like, not until he sets out to come to me will I come to him. And he's like, I'm not going to do that, until finally he rides after her. They get married. They're supposed to live happily ever after. What happens is, when she is giving birth to her child, she winds up passing out, after giving birth. And while she's asleep, her baby is stolen. And the nursemaids around her smear her with like gore, right? And put dog bones around her and say, oh my gosh, she's a monster. She's eaten her kid, which she didn't do. This other being has stolen it. So what you can also see this as, things do end well for her, but she has a period of suffering, a period of, humiliation, just to rub it all in. But she is a fairy princess. She doesn't need to withstand any of this. She could just go back to the realm of the fairies and leave all the pain behind. But then she wouldn't have gotten to the place of her son sitting on the throne, to the place of the king dying and her marrying a person who is her equal, or anything like that. So what this is also leaving behind, and I'm trying to synopsize the story, and I'm not doing maybe the best job of condensing it to just a little bit. But what you're going to see here is that you're leaving behind a time of pain, a time of suffering, a time of being overwhelmed, of wrongly accused, a time of hurt and disappointment, and maybe what you most cherished was taken away from you. And you're going to see your strength here is that you are releasing that vampiric energy. You're releasing the hurt, you're releasing the chaos, you're releasing the pain, you're releasing the disappointment, and you're saying, I'm done. I'm done with the story being told time and time again, because now she is, decked out in finery. She is happy and abundant, and will be, because she is a fairy queen forevermore. And that's going to be the energy that we move forward in. I take my place. I claim my space. And with the Four of Pentacles, we're releasing negativity, hurt, pain, disappointment, but we're also naming it and seeing it for what it is. And as we do so, we move forward in our strength. Where our near future is that I'm stronger than I ever imagined I could be. Here you have, what is this? Truth Triumph, I think is the name, but I forget his name. But this is strength. This is the the man who was told that he had to complete absolutely, ridiculous tasks in order to win the hand of Ethane. So here he has to take the golden scissors off this giant boar's head, and the boar back in Once Upon a Time land, or back in England, was the most fearsome creature they had on land. A boar could rip you apart, and that's what they can do. So he had to clean these scissors from the boar so that Ethane's father could cut his hair. And of course, so here, what you're going to see is that what should have been his absolute enemy, which should have been the hardest task of all, they wound up working together. And he found a friend in the most unlikely place, through the most unlikely circumstances. And you're going to see your strength coming from the most unlikely place within you, like from this place within you where you're starting to see yourself again. It's like, I didn't realize I had that strength. I didn't realize I had that power. And as you do so, you have two blessings come forward, one in the advice and one in the environment. So the advice is take your gifts and run with them, because these both are God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universes, gifts to you of prosperity and also of passion. Now, I was listening to something about the tarot, and it was from a writer, and I forgot his name, but he studied the tarot, loves the tarot. It was so beautiful to see his passion about it. And he said that the wands are the most important, which is very interesting because it's kind of different from what I was taught. But the wands are the most important because they're the passion that get you out of bed in the morning. They're the passion that get you going. They're the passion that gets things done. And this is the money that we need to survive, right? But without the passion, and the environment that you're in is the passion. Without the passion, the money will rot. And so here you have both coming forward for you. Money, wealth, prosperity, success. You're going to be entering into a new phase of your existence. You're opening up the door, in a way, stepping through a portal to where it is that you want to be. And with the Ace of Wands, you're looking at illuminating the darkness, what had once stopped you. The star is your hopes and your fears. Is your hope is your greatest dreams, right? It's your hope. It is your dreams, your wish, your destiny. It is that when you wish upon a star, but it is also that opening to the expanse of self and saying there's so much more here. And I always wondered, because this card is the card, and it says Bran. And in Welsh mythology, as you know, they're all intense stories, most definitely, especially when you see a woman. But Bronwyn, this moment is the moment of absolute hope. When she teaches a bird how to speak, and she sends a message to her husband. Not to her husband, sends a message to her brother about her husband to please, please, please help her, to please save her from the world that she was in. And it is this freeing of soul. It is spreading your wings. It is saying your deepest fear, and it is claiming your dream. And that's what you hope. But that is also what you fear, because that is what everybody fears, to fully say what it is that they want and set themselves free. And it moves us then to the Four of Swords, which doesn't seem like freedom at all, because here you have a naiad, nymph of this forest. Nymph is on land. You have the nymph frozen, right? In hibernation, in slumber. But you're going to have this time of slumber, of thinking. And you start to see, okay, you're in your armor. There's a level of tension even when you sleep. Guarding your dreams, not fully connecting you with your mind. So not fully connecting you with your unseen world, the power of Neptune. But this is going to be a time where you start to let that armor go. You start to see that you are guarded here by her white dog, here by the slumbering of the tree to awaken in the springtime. And you're starting to see your dreams come forward. You're starting to see yourself in a new way. And it brings us to a place of honor your story. Don't push yourself so hard. It brings us to our Lunar message, angels and spirit guides, show them clearly. Guide this reading and show them clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show them clearly. Guide this reading and show them clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Yeah. So it's very interesting. This is all new moon energy. So you're building towards something. It might take, until the new moon, which would be in about, 14 days, but 15 days. But what you're going to see here is that your resilience, it is a time to give rather than take. It is a time to give your energy forward from what you have been carrying. Give it to the earth. rather than taking it on all yourself. Fruition, your hard work is paying off. What is coming to fruition from all your hard work, from all your time and your effort is a payoff. And it brings us then to abundance. Expect powerful change. Powerful change is coming your way because abundance is coming into your life. It moves us then to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh, this one. And that is focus. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you're looking for. Focus on your dreams, your instincts, your desires. Your chakra message is angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Grounding. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below your feet. Grounding yourself, centering yourself is going to be very, very, very important. Also nourishing yourself the way your body needs to be nourished, not taking on extra energy, not like eating bad food or I just see it as like soaking in toxicity to you. It's listening to your body, and your body will tell you, I want this, I don't want this, I need this, I don't need this. And it brings us to our energy to be mindful of. And that is angels and spirit guides. The Ace of Cups. Be mindful, especially as water sign energy, of emotions really running high. And it can feel like the emotions are overrunning your success, right? Grounding you in the here and the now, that the emotions are very, very, very intense. So being aware of that is going to be super important. Yeah, because it's opening up the heart and healing. But there is a sense of like, once you open up the heart to heal, you have to let out the toxicity that's in there, meaning you have to let yourself cry or have a good scream or however you release what has been burdening your heart, what has been overwhelming you. You need to do it. And not in an angry, hurtful, hateful way, but in a like screaming into a pillow, going for a run, having a good cry, go into the shower, have a good cry, or take a bath and let yourself cry, let yourself release. And then come out and you will feel so refreshed. Yeah, you really will. And I also highly recommend Epsom salt baths, like for your feet. That would be good. Or if you want for your body as well. Your subconscious spirit message is soulful. Your soul is full during this time. Your soul is full, and focusing on filling the soul, filling your joy is going to be important. Your subconscious chakra message is inner strength. This is the solar plexus chakra. You're seeing yourself crack open the shell that has been around you, the doubt, the fear, the chaos, and you are embracing strength and tenacity. Your subconscious energy to be mindful of is the 6 of Swords. Be mindful, you want things to move faster than they are going to move, so just be aware of that. And then we have our subconscious Lunar message, which is peace. Conclusions are within reach, and you're going to find peace from conclusions being within reach. You have another queen coming forward for you right here, right now, and that is the Queen of Swords. I say another queen because you have the Empress, who's the Queen of Queens, and the Queen of Swords is subconsciously. You need to embrace your voice. You need to guard your mind. You need to focus on what it is that you want, and you are giving yourself the permission to fly to new heights. You're giving yourself permission to be, first of all, disliked by people, and you are tenaciously moving forward in what you desire. All right. And I say that because the Queen of Swords, always misunderstood, right? She's the most masculine of the queens, and so she tends to rub people the wrong way. And you're going to find that by speaking your truth, right? Cutting through doubts and fears, not letting fear hold you back. You can ruffle some feathers, but that's okay. This is your life, and you are achieving what you are put on this earth to achieve. And you have clarity of mind and clarity of voice. Okay, all right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of yourself. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed full moon and a blessed life. Bye.